Hello everyone and welcome to your warm-up for hips. This is going to be a very casual routine and we're going to take our time in each position. So to help you get a little more comfortable, I highly recommend you use yoga blocks and a cushion for support. If those props are unavailable, books and a folded up towel or blanket can be used instead. Feel free to pause the video now to gather everything if you haven't done so already. And now once you've gotten yourself settled, let's begin our warm-up by kneeling at the end of the mat. If you have any knee issues or the surface you're practicing on is hard, you can use your folded up towel or blanket to kneel on. Bringing your knees out as wide as they can comfortably go and sinking your hips back and down. Extend your arms out in front of you and reach through the fingertips. We're now going to be moving dynamically in our child's pose by rising up into tabletop and shifting back and down. Taking your time as you move, taking deep breaths in as you come up and deep breaths out as you gently lower your hips downwards. Continue to move this way as we're going to be continuously flowing here for about a minute or so. The purpose of us staying in this dynamic movement is to help our hip joints produce a substance called synovial fluid. Releasing this fluid allows our joints to move with ease, and we want to take our time so that we can efficiently lubricate the joints to prevent injury. And we'll now find stillness in our child's pose. Keep the stretch active by reaching back and down through the tailbone and reaching forward through the fingertips. Find length through your arms and keep your elbows lifted off the mat. If you can't sense a stretch in your lats, then place your hands on blocks to help deepen the stretch. Taking in this opportunity to tune into the sensation of the stretch and relax into it. And now very slowly and mindfully, bring yourself out of the pose and remove any props you may have used. I'll be taking my time transitioning so that you can take your time as well. Once you've removed your props, find tabletop and align yourself by checking if your knees are at hip width distance and wrists are at shoulder width distance. I will be turning around for the purpose of demonstrating the next movement, but you can stay exactly where you are. Getting your cushion or folded blanket ready, we're now going to use it to rest our knee on, starting with the left knee. Once you've done that, extend your right leg out and make sure the foot is in line with the knee. Ensure your toes are pointing forward, and if the outer edge of your foot rolls up, Slightly slide the foot inward to make the adjustment. Taking your time feeling into the sensation of the right leg, you should be feeling a stretch in the inner thigh. Let's return to the gentle rocking motion, moving forward and backward, this time paying attention to the extended leg. And now slowly inhaling and reaching back through the hips, and exhaling as you rise back up. Keep going. Inhale, reaching back, and exhale, rising back up. Keep that connection with the breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, feeling that stretch. Exhale, rising up. And keep going at your own time now. Feel free to pause as you reach back if you want to deepen the stretch. Now lifting yourself back up, and let's switch to the other side. Staying in a position for quite some time may cause stiffness, so we want to be gentle with ourselves and move slowly as we transition. Placing your cushion under your right knee now, extend your left leg out and make sure the foot is in line with the knee. Making sure your toes are pointing forward, and if the outer edge of the foot rolls up, slightly slide the foot inward to make the adjustment. Getting back into rocking forward and backward, and this time paying attention to the stretch on the inside of the left leg. Syncing your breath with your movement again, we want to practice enhancing awareness and coordination between the body and mind, nurturing a deep connection with ourselves. And now bring yourself back up into tabletop and taking your time to drag your leg back in. Removing your pillow from under your knee, we're now going to prepare for revolved head to knee pose. Bring yourself into a seat and place the cushion under your hips for support. Keeping your hips squared forward, extend your left leg out and connect the sole of your right foot to the inner thigh. Push down through your sit bones and lengthen up through the spine. Rest your left hand down and inhale, reach your right hand up, and exhale, reach over. Let's flow now with the arms. Float the right hand down and inhale. Lift the left hand up. Exhale, reaching over. Bringing your focus onto your hip flexors now. As you reach over, ground the hip on the opposite side to create an opening. Incorporating hip flexor stretches into your warm-up routine enhances the range of motion in your hip joints, making it extremely beneficial for hip opening exercises. And now let's take a pause here. Reach over to the left and breathe into the side body, creating expansion. Push down into the right hip, but at the same time, reach up through the right hand. Take a big inhale here, and exhale, bring the arm down, and let's now transition into deer pose. You can use your hands to help bring your leg back in and placing it at a 90-degree angle. Doing the same for your right leg and bringing it into the same direction as the left. Let's now shift into a mobility drill, transforming our deer pose into a dynamic exercise. Holding your left knee down with your right hand, contract your glutes and lift your right knee. Keep the contraction in the glutes as you bring the right knee up and down. We want to keep our focus on the right glute as the knee lifts. And now add to this drill your right foot lifting up. Lifting the foot is a challenge, and we want to be engaging the inner thigh of the right leg to be able to do this. To help make this easier, lean down towards your left leg as you try to lift the foot. Remember to keep the engagement of the glutes as you lift the knee. Despite making such small movements, our goal is to actively engage the muscles when lifting the knee and foot. And now doing your final knee lift. And we'll now switch sides. If that felt intense for you, feel free to bring your legs out in front of you and give them a bit of a shake. And now getting prepared for your revolved head to knee pose on the other side. Extending your right leg out and connecting the sole of your left foot to the inner thigh. Finding length in your spine, bringing your right hand down and reaching your left arm over. And now coming into an arm flow. Making sure you're breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling as you reach over. Remember to keep your hips anchored down to the ground as you're reaching over, bringing your awareness to your hip flexors. And as you're reaching over, find an opening in the side body. And now bringing the arm down, and let's prepare for our deer pose on the other side. So using your hand to help bring your leg back in. Now placing your right leg into a 90-degree angle, and then doing the same for the left leg. Holding your right knee down with your left hand, contract your glutes and lift your left knee. And once again, keeping the contraction in the glutes as you bring the knee up and down. Focusing on the left glute as the knee lifts. And now adding the lifting of the foot, engaging the inner thigh of the left leg this time to help with lifting the foot. And of course, if this is a challenge for you, you can lean towards the right leg to help bring that foot up. And now doing your very last knee lift. And once you've done that, just leaning back to help bring your legs back up. And now to ease the intensity after all of that leg activation, gently sway your knees from side to side. Do one more on each side. Let's now transition to the next mobility drill by bringing yourself into a low lunge. We'll start with the left leg in front first and placing the cushion under the right knee. Straighten your arms and place both palms on your left knee to help lengthen the spine. Begin to bend dynamically, and as you lunge forward, bring space into your right hip flexor by tucking your pelvis forward as you lunge. We're now going to hop the foot out and lunge, and keep hopping the foot out and lunging until we've reached our maximum range of motion. And once you've reached your biggest range, then you can start hopping the foot back into the opposite direction until you've arrived back to the top. After reaching the top, you can switch sides, remembering to keep a straight spine and tucking the pelvis forward as you lunge. Remember to also bring your focus on opening your hip flexor as well. So we have now reached the final part of our warm-up, which will be the reclined butterfly. This will be the restorative version, and we're just going to lie here for a couple of minutes. I thought I'd include this pose because long-held stretching can help release tension in your muscles, helping you deepen further into your stretch. When you're ready, go ahead and lie back. Feel free to either lay flat on your mat, or you can use your cushion to give more comfort to your head. Open your knees out wide and bring the soles of your feet together. Place your blocks underneath the outsides of the thighs and surrender into the stillness. Begin to bring awareness to your space and start to remove your props. Make your way back up by rolling over onto your side and pushing your hands into the mat to help bring yourself back up. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. If you like this practice, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you'd like to be up to date with my upcoming videos. Have a great day. Namaste.